Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewife Recaps. This is Below Deck Mediterranean, Season 5, Episode 2, Can't Touch This. Oh boy, what an episode. I never thought I would be siding with Hannah because I am just not a Hannah fan. But my gosh, Laura is annoying. Let's get into it. Here is my little cheat sheet with everybody's picture and name because this is a new season and I can't remember who's who. And so this way it'll help us keep everybody straight. So we pick up with the last episode where Hannah and Laura are kind of having it out. Hannah said to Laura, "When I tell you something, if you would acknowledge me, that would be amazing." And Laura says, "Oh, whatever." Hannah says, "I would start showing a bit of respect," and they're both frustrated with each other. Jessica to Cam says, "I'm glad I'm not on Hannah's bad side." So they make a point to show Hannah talking to Jessica about the next day and that she should prioritize the breakfast service. And they go on to bed. It's the next day. Laura, with a rare note of positivity, says she's excited to be on service. So Jessica's making juice, and Kiko, who I love, is making fluffy pancakes for the guests. So the guests are sitting down to eat. Jessica asks Laura about the guests and their egg orders. Laura says she's going to find out, but she's going to wait for juice. I don't understand Laura's thought process. I don't think anybody does. I just can't believe how crappy her attitude is. And again, that's usually what I say about Hannah, but damn, Laura wins for the worst attitude on the boat, I think. Dare I say she might even have a worse attitude than Adam? I don't know. They might be tied. I would love to see Laura try this crap with Kate. Kate would be so funny in her responses and in the way she finds to torture Laura for acting like this. The breakfast continues on, and Laura is just not being helpful at all. The chef made the eggs are getting cold. Laura has the balls to tell Jessica, "Since I'm doing breakfast, cabins need to be done." And Jessica, rightly so, stands up for herself and says, "Well, we're both doing breakfast." Laura says the sheet says one doing breakfast, one doing cabins, if you want to read it. And Jessica says, "I can read it. The attitude is unnecessary." And they continue to argue. And the sheet apparently is a big deal to Laura because it comes into play again later with her and Hannah. So then we have Malia and some of the deck crew sitting around in the crew mess. Rob is kind of explaining that he's from Cape Town, South Africa. He explains that he used to be naughty and used to help transport illegal things to the airport. But then you find out it's because he needed to make money to help his mom. And it was such a sweet moment. He explains that she had an alcohol problem. He helped her go to rehab and be able to afford it. And she passed away from it ultimately. So it just made me like him even more. He seems like such a nice guy. So then we have the captain checking on the guests. We got Hannah waking up. The deck crew's setting up. Chef Kiko tells Hannah, "I think the service is going to be you, me, and Jessica." This morning I asked, "What is Easy Eggs?" And she said, "I don't know. I'm not the chef." Hannah says, "Okay, I'll just keep her in cabins." Jessica has a funny interaction here with the guests where they explain that they play this game where they ice each other, which means they hide Smirnoff ice in random places. And if somebody finds it, they have to drink it, which is pretty funny. Sounds like a fun game. Jessica is helping to hide the Smirnoff ice. Then we got Hannah and Laura interacting for the first time that day. Hannah asked Laura to check for some waters, and Laura tells her she can't find her way to the aft deck fridge. They go out together, and it's a disaster. At the exact same time, we have a very funny moment here. It's with Alex and Kiko. Alex is helping in the kitchen. He asks Kiko about a disposal. Kiko calls it a masturbator. That was the funniest thing. I think Kiko is really funny. So then we cut back to the tension between Hannah and Laura. Hannah's showing the waters to Laura. Laura gets really pissy again. She just stays with a bad attitude. She walks off. Hannah sends Laura to check on the cabins. Hannah and Jessica start talking about how much Laura sucks, and Laura walks in. So then we got Laura talking to Captain about being on service while they eat. And of course, she's trying to hide the horrible attitude with the Captain. Kiko continues to crack me up. He's making paella, which looks delicious, but he's so off on his timing. He ends up being about 45 minutes late to lunch. Hannah goes to find Laura and sends her to the laundry, and Laura says no. Laura says, "In my own time, I stop, okay?" Hannah says, "It's not for you to decide." And Laura says, "We collaborate." And Hannah gets super pissed. Laura bumps into her, and Hannah loses it and says, "Lady, don't touch me." Pete is trying to take a nap, but he starts to hear it, so he strains to listen. Laura says she's being polite. Yeah, right. They argue and both say that they're calm, which neither of them are. Laura tells Hannah she seems stressed out. Maybe that's not the job for her. Woo, that is intense. Again, not a Hannah fan. Laura's attitude sucks. What job in the world can you have where you can talk to your boss like that? So they're getting ready for the dinner. It's one of the guests' birthday. So they're hiding Smirnoff Ices in the flower arrangement, which I thought was pretty cool. Hannah's sick of Laura. Laura's sick of Hannah. Hannah radios her and tells her just to go start cabins so that way she and Jessica could serve the guests. The guests are seated, and Hannah radios Malia to see if a deckhand could help serve, which of course further pisses Laura off. It's a whole thing. Everybody's pissed at everybody. The Captain comes and joins for dinner. There's a whole drama because one of the guests asks for a half portion. Hannah realizes that the chef has forgotten her portion altogether, so they scramble, but they get it covered. It's not that big a deal. I love Kiko, so I'm okay with it. He makes a nice carrot cake for the guest birthday party, and they serve her as well as the flower arrangements, and she ends up shotgunning a Smirnoff Ice. So again, we have a great scene with Kiko here. He says, "I get like goosebumps, you know, instead of goosebumps." It's because he was excited that he made everybody happy with his meal. So it's the next day. They're pulling anchor. They're getting ready to dock and stuff. Laura is 30 minutes late for her shift because she's pissed at her boss. Again, tell me a job where that makes sense. Malia and Pete argue. So the tension's kind of been building in the deck crew. It's been smaller, but it's getting bigger. Pete seems like he's going to be the villain of the deck crew this season. And Malia puts him in his place and says if she doesn't have a lead deckhand that will support her, then she'll replace him. He says he'll keep his mouth shut. We'll see. So then they dock and the guests leave the boat. They have their tip meeting in the main salon. The Captain compliments Hannah, the chef, and the deck crew. Turns out they made about 1,500 euros a person. Laura's drinking wine. Hannah goes up to the Captain. Captain says that she did pick up that Laura's energy is negative and she wants her and Hannah to sit down and talk. Hannah says, "I'm fine if she quits and I have to do a charter with just me and Jessica. It will be easier." And the Captain says, "I want to see you turn around with Laura." Again, things get tough. Hannah's communication sucks and Laura's attitude sucks. So that is a tough combination. They meet. When Laura walks in, she says, "What do you want?" Oh, that is just such a crappy way to talk to somebody. Laura says, "The more you piss me off, the less I will do." To which I say, again, in the real world, that would never work out. Tells Hannah to get her shit together and be nice. She says that Hannah ticked her off so bad yesterday that she started 30 minutes later today. Hannah gets fed up, says she's disgusting, and walks away. Laura says, "Goodbye, Hannah." And Hannah goes to get the Captain. And it's to be continued. And I cannot wait to see what happens. So on the next episode, we see that the primary is Roy Orbison Jr., as well as Ace of Base, it sounds like. Laura is causing problems with everybody. Malia says if a deck crew acted like that, they would be fired. Then it looks like Laura's going to disappear, so I wonder what's going to happen there, if she comes back or if she's just gone for the season. Captain seems to be really pissed at something that happens with the deck crew. And it ends with Hannah saying WTF is going on. So I can't wait to see what happens. Should be good and juicy. Well, guys, that is it for the episode. I'm also covering Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Real Housewives of New York, as well as this show, and I cover Fleabag, so be sure to check out all my recaps. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out my Twitter. I'm at Real Recaps, and I appreciate all the comments and feedback, and you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.